Hi, welcome to another episode of The Dream Machine. I'm Mark, this is Ravi.
And we are introducing Marie from InflaMed today.
Hi,
Marie,
Marie.
welcome.
Welcome.
Hello, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Great. So just to get all of this started, I would love to understand what is InflaMed, what is Continua, and what's your story behind starting Continua or InflaMed?
So really, it started as a hobby project. It was the fact that I live with eczema and allergies, and so do our three children. I've got twin daughters, teenagers, and an 11-year-old son, and all three of them have both as well as asthma. And so the past 12 years has really been about crazy long wait times, 14 months average, to see someone that can test us just for the newest allergens that could be factoring in. And we still get about 10 minutes with them.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of crazy long wait times and just that 10 minutes to retell your story. And there's no continuity between who's like knowing your story and the next practitioner you're going to see.
Right.
So really it started with my daughter. She was saying, like, actually, could it be broccoli? Could it be something we all think is healthy?
Yep.
And for me, it's just not aligning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is it my shampoo? We don't track any of these things. Like, should I just start journaling?
Yeah.
She was just a little kid at the time, but I thought, actually, that's a good point. Like, we don't track these things.
Yeah,
So that's how it started. My hobby project, I am a software developer. So I built an app, and I was just doing it in my spare time. And it tracks anything from air quality, data we can get from wearables. We've got IoT devices now, some air quality monitors, and now some med tech devices.
Okay.
So we get a holistic picture of what's going on outside of the clinic.
Yep.
And yeah, that's sort of how it began.
Like I just connected the name.
Yeah.
Anywhere, right? I mean, I think that's one of the biggest problems with our medical system, because it's fragmented, right?
Yeah.
You know, even though it's supposed to be digital, it's not.
Fragmented, broken, highly dependent on GPs controlling the inflow of patients to specialists.
Yeah.
Like, one of the biggest issues I see in the medical spaces in Australia is that you can't directly approach a GP, approach a specialist
Yep.
without going through a GP and getting a referral.
Yep.
And again, the entire process of getting treatment is so convoluted and broken that you go to a GP, you have wait time with GP, and then you get.
Well, that's the
referred to a-
bottleneck. The
Yeah.
GPs are the bottleneck, right? Because
Yeah.
I think it's the systemic issue is that the GPs are the bottleneck. They're underfunded, right?
Yeah.
GPs should have, like you said, 10 minutes is not enough to triage, diagnose, and the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
And so I get why you did it. I understand the and then. Okay, so part of what I do is forensic shit, right? Like, looking at forensic stuff, and for like allergy, finding allergy diagnoses is highly intense. It's labor intensive.
Absolutely. Yeah. You've got to track your medications, the allergens. Who knows the allergens?
So many variables and factors.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the app. What can people do with the app, and what is the whole process? Do I need to go to a GP first to actually use it?
So, as I said, it started as a hobby project. So this was just a self-managed app that can track anything from your environment, allergens, granular pollen details, what's in the air today, down to your diet or things you might be journaling. We can even get some analysis over how positive or negative your sentiment is and get an idea of how your stress was over time.
Yeah.
Chemicals is also another thing for a family like mine, where if I went for a swim, chlorine might be the thing that just sets off my eczema. So, and the fact that it's different between just the four of us family members,
Yeah.
it's so unique. Like
Yeah.
it can literally be anything and be completely different to my children who are so close DNA wise. So, yeah. So really it's about tracking this in a unique experience so that it really gets personal like straight away. And then before it was about, okay, now can I take this to my doctor, my GP or my specialist, and will they be able to make more of it? But now, since we've built the business and sort of, I kind of did things backwards. I'm a software developer and just put it in the store, and then saw people around the world that were downloading, subscribing, and like needed this.
Well, you did your product testing live.
Yeah, that's it. But didn't do the market research. I was just trying to solve for my family. And so now this has kind of evolved since we decided to build a business around it. And, we got to look at sort of all the touch points of your care. Who's involved at each touch point? It's going to be the practitioners. It's going to be the caregivers. It's going to be even school and anyone involved with your children. And so how do we get that ecosystem to sort of be on tap and understand this?
Because you have multiple parties involved now.
Yeah.
Right? It's no longer just you and the app.
Correct.
Yeah.
So what we've built in this next iteration, and we'll be launching soon, is the version 2 where a clinician has their own dashboard.
Nice.
They can log in and they can see real time what's going on outside of clinic.
But sorry, a clarifying question in here.
Yeah.
I know a few practitioners, whether they're specialists, whether they're GP, they don't log into a patient's file until they have an appointment with them.
Yeah.
Right. So if I go to a GP, they will open my file on that day, even if it's a standard continuous GP that I'm going to, they won't look at my file unless I'm there. Right? They will open that file, and if they remember my face, which is going to be great, if they remember my face, then they will say, okay, I remember you, and you were talking about this thing last time, which I saw in my notes because I took notes. And now I remember that this is what we were discussing. How's that thing going? Right? Would it be the same process they will follow with InflaMed, or would it be different?
So it can be. There are some that want to wait till that moment. They are very time poor. So, that's just the way the system is at the moment. But with this platform now, they can be more involved. They can check on them in between visits as often as they'd like. What they get is essentially, as I said, the remote patient monitoring. That's real time. If you got a wearable on, that's tracking every day, every hour.
So it's filling up a data silo that they can access.
And they can check on it. What we're working on at the moment is a way to sort of alert them when something is a little bit more critical. So that's what we're doing. We're sort of building on the data that we get.
I want to add something to what you just said, where you said that you did it backwards. I don't think you did it backwards. Personally, I think the cool part about what you've built, Continua as the app, Continua is a product, right? And then InflaMed's the company. So Continua, what you built in Continua, looking at it from the outside, looking in, being a newcomer to this piece, is you built a user interaction that you already validated because you already had 4 beta testers, right? In a sense.
You
were your own testers. You had a need. You had a product that fit that need. So you had a user fit already. And then when you put it on the App Store, all you were doing was trying to find other users that had the same problem. So from a marketing perspective, actually from a funding perspective, like any VCs out there who are listening, right? This product already has user fit. It wasn't that you had market research and then you're trying to build this thing and say, anybody wants this? It's like, no, we already know who wants it. people like us.
Yeah.
And we're not unique, right?
Yeah.
So let's find more people. And then now you bring in the other third parties. The clinicians are coming in, the GPs are coming in, right? So they have different dashboards. Now you're creating functionality for the other who aren't end users, the facilitators.
Yeah.
But the end users already.
Yeah. I sort of agree with Mark, because right now I feel like I want to manage my blood sugar, and I can use InflaMed to actually track how my vitals are going and everything, and what am I eating, and putting it in the app. And then when I go and see my GP or any specialist that is managing my blood sugar levels, they can see the real-time dashboard, what did I eat and how did it impact my sugar because of the device maybe I'm wearing or not wearing, and so on. But at least I can track everything in there.
100%. Because when you see a GP for 10 minutes, all they got is that 10 minutes. They're going to ask you, how do you feel? Oh, right now, I feel great.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, I was near death.
Yes,
but
that's
you
right.
didn't know that. I forgot about it. Right? But if as a GP or as anyone that's looking at history, you go, oh, 2 weeks ago, you had an episode. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Great. Now we have to go back and say, oh, you have 4 episodes in the last 3 months.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, yeah, but I feel great now.
Yeah.
So I want to know more about the business side of things as well. So obviously, this is your dream. You're building a dream right now. And obviously, the idea is that this would be going out to practitioners, patients, and so on. So, how did you think about converting that hobby project into a business?
Oh, that's good question.
So, I mean, for me, it wasn't a dream. It was, I have this problem and I'm over it. This is 12 years in and it's the same cycle. Like I can do something to help this situation. And that fragmentation, that data siloed, I thought, actually, if we make this single source of truth for each individual, we can tailor the care. Maybe they're looking at your blood sugar and then decide you need a different diet, or, and then you have that discussion, you elevate what you're talking about and deciding on together. That in itself would change everything for a family like us. So I thought of it as a 3-part series, and we're at part 2 right now. We're about to launch the part that connects the clinician and makes them, able to tap in anytime they want. But the third part is allowing this data to be contributed to research. So we're able to de-identify the data, and now researchers around the world can, look into that and in their own research. And so it's all about getting to answers. Can we know the why for each of us? Because we are
data, there's no way
exactly
to get to the
I mean, it's a huge feat to connect all these things, but once we do, each of us have a better idea of how to be our better selves, right? 100%.
So what were the steps that you took to actually convert it into from an idea to a business, right?
So at the time when it was converting from that hobby project, we got into the MedTech Actuator, which was an accelerator program here in Australia. They're very focused on MedTech, biotech, and Healthtech. We got the regulatory landscape of what it actually looks like to tap into all parts of the system. Privacy and security became the forefront of what we had to do here. So this hobby project, that was easy because it was sort of contained, right? But now we're sharing this medical information, and so it essentially became, okay, now we're about to get our cybersecurity clearance this week.
Nice.
So we're just taking the steps to make sure that we're protecting that data, and we're looking at the privacy and the data sovereignty.
See, again, I'm seeing that's the right path. You had a sandbox that was you actually had a sandbox. You had a sandbox of users, right? And now you're in the commercialization phase. Is when you put in all your compliance, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't think it was. I think you guys are actually on the right path. Like, I don't think you guys have messed up anyway
Yeah,
in any way.
100%.
You know, on that front.
Sorry, one question, right? A lot of people get confused about the cybersecurity requirements, and they don't have an understanding on when do they need cybersecurity stuff. Did you do anything related to understanding what security clearances InflaMed requires, or you had some dictation from customers that you took that direction?
So really, we were starting with smaller clinics, and they just said, "Oh, I just assume you have that." Like they don't even think about it, which surprised me. But it, that was
in the local landscape, it doesn't surprise me at all.
But once we started talking to health insurers and bigger corporates, that's the first question. Do you have
The lawyers would be.
Yes. Do you have ISO 27001? Like we can't even progress the next discussion until you have that. So, that was it was, I guess, expected because we're probably protecting the most valuable information that we have on the planet, right?
Can you imagine the insurance companies got their hands on this stuff?
Yeah. So, I mean, we went through the process. I think we're going beyond what we need to at this stage, because we could sort of keep testing the waters with the smaller clinics. But to me, there's no sacrificing an individual's data. So, it's really about understanding what each client really needs, and then just going forward and
it's a great
hitting those milestones.
It's a great lens. It's a great Venn diagram, right? You not only are you the founder, you're also a user. You know, so you're very close to the problem and the solution, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I think the product's fit for purpose. Without sight unseen, I'm willing to put my hand and say, look, product's fit for purpose, right? Because the founder's using it, right? And the thing that I'm interested in the next phase, right, for continual adoption, would be clinicians, right? The early adopter curve will dictate that your early adopters are going to be people who clinicians. We're going to find these when we have to find. We'll find them, right? People who already see the same problem as you, right?
So on that same segue, like let's say we want to talk to a clinician today, or InflaMed wants to talk to a clinician today and tell them this is what you should use Continua for as a clinician, and this is the benefit that you can pass on to your patients and so on. What would it be from a clinician's point of view?
Yeah, so maybe I shouldn't share this, but in a panel interview for me to be in one of these accelerator programs, it was with a panel of doctors. And, at the time it was really the hobby project, but I had the 3-part series laid out. And they said, okay, that's great. They'll have empowerment over this data and understand, but what's in it for me? That was the ending.
It's pretty obvious the way our medical system is built. It's pretty obvious that's the pathway.
Yeah.
You had to come up with a solution in there.
Yeah.
And I would say, why would you not share it? I think you should share it.
Yeah.
It needs to get a voice that there is everybody's looking. And the reason I asked you that question was because I have dealt with practitioners and they say, what is in it for me?
Yeah. So, I had to think long and hard about that and do, the market research exercise that we didn't do at that point. But, they're extremely time poor. They have just the Q&A that they can do in that 10 minutes and then just make a decision, either diagnose or just go down the path of, continuing the treatment that's already there. And so what we did really is said, okay, what can we do to streamline the clinical workflow? And there are a lot of clinical scribes out there. I think 90 startups popped up last year just doing clinical scribing. Basically, you can do your consultation, have something recording it, and then you have the notes afterward. So we do that.
Yep.
But we, I guess, take it to another level because we have all this disparate, different sources of data. Yeah. So we've got, the remote patient monitoring that's happening out there in the world.
Yep.
And then the stuff that's happening in your sessions.
Yep.
As well as just their own clinical notes, any documents they want to share from other clinicians in other clinics.
Yep.
So they have all this, you can give it video, images, documents,
Fantastic.
text, really any sort of data.
Yep.
And now you can tell the system, I want it to output this sort of report.
Fantastic.
And so now reporting, which was like taking up 70 to 80% of their time, it's the admin,
Yep.
we can take it down to minutes.
Fantastic. Again, that's the kind of problem solving that doesn't come from the practitioner. Practitioners are good at what they do, right?
Yeah.
And therefore, within that box, they know everything inside out.
Yeah.
But when it's time for a new box, because they're inside the box, they can't see what's outside the box.
Yeah.
What you've done is you come from outside the box because you had a problem that needed to be solved, right? But those inside the box couldn't solve it for you. So you built a new box.
Or you expanded the box.
Expanded the box.
Expanded the box.
Well, yes, exactly right. So this is the part where, this is where the commercialization and the user, so you've got two sets of users, end user and the facilitator, right? The doctors will ask, what's in it for me,
Yeah.
right? It's a fair question because it has to solve a problem with theirs for them to adopt it, right?
Yeah.
So this is where you have the two boxes. Now you're crashing the two boxes together, like you said, right? And then now you're going to have this holistic end-to-end product, that caters all parties. And I actually, I'm impressed that it's happened and it's really organic. It feels like the build it's a very organic build.
It was,
You solve the problems as you went, rather than pie in the sky, this is what I want to do and I'm going to force the world to see my vision, as opposed to, no, I'm solving a problem.
Yeah.
Let me solve yours. Let me solve your problem.
Yeah.
And just on that perspective, it would be good to also talk about how Iotosol and InflaMed or Continua got involved to work with each other.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Like
what?
Like
So-
the aligned colors.
What was
Yeah,
the line colors?
I'm loving this, by the way.
I missed them.
I was trying to think, when did we meet? Because it wasn't actually that long ago.
Yeah. I think we met in one of the networking events in Stone and Chalk and we connected and we sort of started having a chat.
Yeah. And, Ravi's just this charismatic guy and he's, but just so, open, I think is the thing I would say about my first impression of you. And you were just sharing the kind of stuff you were working on. And I suppose for me, I haven't met many that understand the entire digital health regulatory landscape and have done it multiple times. So you understood the cybersecurity sort of requirements we needed, or what does it look like to reimburse for Medicare? Just sort of the things that I've been, just learning on my own, that was organic as well. I felt that was, okay, finally, there's someone that gets it. And so, here we are now. We got CTO of InflaMed, and we're working with the Iotosol team. It's been fabulous. What can I say?
No,
Awesome. It's been great.
That's good. But I know we are getting ready to launch Continua app and InflaMed. So I believe customer onboarding and distribution is very important. So what are the steps that we are taking next, and have we got alignment with practitioners and people that will be using? Where are we going from here?
So that is the transition I've had to make because I'm a techie. I was essentially the CTO until Ravi is here, and going into a sort of sales thinking mind is a totally different beast that I'm transitioning into now. But yeah, essentially, we spent the last year working with a speech therapy clinic. So that's how we sort of built up the understanding of NDIS flow,
clinicians want,
and
right?
long-term care, 12-week programs, sort of the chronic care that we're really after. So we're focused on allied health practitioners, especially in NDIS. The reporting demands are crazy, so that's where we want to start. And yeah, we have built up sort of a referral program, and they can start sort of getting in the system, and then I hope this is sort of more of an organic word of mouth.
Well, we can expand a bit about this about the adoption for clinicians, because from my understanding, right, coming late to the game, is that this actually puts money in their pocket,
Yes,
right?
That's
I think that's the key, right?
Yeah.
The patients get better care, and the clinicians, they're either more efficient or they actually grow revenue.
that's
And I
it.
believe it's both in this case, isn't it?
Yeah, so with this clinic we've worked with, they are roughly 4 clinicians that they do about 225 sessions a month. And they're dealing with these NDIS clients that, as I said, would do a 12-week program at a time. I guess their biggest observation is that we've got these nonverbal children, and the parents just drop off and pick up and don't actually see what's happening in the session. So their focus has been, how can we take this into the home?
How do you co-opt it? Well, because the kids are only there, X number of hours a week.
Right.
Whereas, the rest of the time with the parents is
That's the critical piece.
You need to co-opt the parents into the process.
Yeah. And so they said this is years of delay because of that fact alone.
Yeah.
And so they've built up these guidance programs for the home.
Yeah.
And we can also facilitate that on
Right
this
now we're hearing
platform.
thousands of tiger moms going, yeah.
Yeah. But essentially, they can facilitate these guidance programs on our platform. And so every parent can do a step-by-step sort of guidance around that. For the speeches, we've done something, I guess, more custom for them. They were the first clinic we worked with. And essentially, they taught us what happens, what techniques are used in clinic to help develop their language. And so we've trained our AI on that. So there is AI in this platform, but essentially we can look at these techniques, and a parent can upload video, and then we analyze, we look at visual cues, audio cues, and see, are they progressing in that?
You're building a map, isn't it? You're building, and you've got specific markers that you're looking for.
That's right.
And you're looking for improvements in those markers on a timeline.
Yeah, and essentially taking those markers and showing the parent, okay, here's exactly where you've done it, perfect. Or here's how we can actually improve, and here are the steps to take. So now we've got this feedback loop that just wasn't there before, because it was very, how are they doing? And it was
fine. They're doing fine.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it was on fire, just yesterday. But that's the thing. Now we get this sort of feedback loop that is built into that continuous communication. Yeah.
And obviously the practitioner will be able to provide better care. Practitioners will be more involved because they have the data. They can use that data to actually really provide better support, better care plans, and all these things, right?
Yeah.
So I think it would be a big win for them as well.
For the clinicians, 100%. Is there a particular mindset that you're looking for in terms of your early adopters, or at least for your clinician adoption phase?
So there are some clinicians that, just think AI is going to take their jobs. No way. They can't diagnose, they can't prescribe. There's it's always going to have human in the loop.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I think.
But the last mile is always the human. So.
Right. Absolutely. So now it's just about, having that open mind about that. And then it's up to you where you want to take it and tailor your care. We're trying to give the platform to elevate that if you so choose.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's about each individual, what they want to do with that.
Okay. So you're looking for clinicians who actually who know they have a problem. Because they're the ones that are experiencing their time poor. They're like teachers. They're like they have the same. I put doctors and teachers in the same problem space when it comes to time, because they're all time poor.
Yes.
Right. Every teacher I talk to says, "I love teaching, but the paperwork's killing me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm marking at 10:30 at night.
Yeah.
I don't even have time for my own kids. Right."
Yeah.
And I'm like going, what are you marking? Oh, I'm marking multiple choice questions. A computer could do that.
For sure. 100%.
An AI could do that.
Yeah.
Why are you marking it to midnight every night? Right.
Yeah.
I think that's the reality of right
Absolutely.
now that the technology offers, isn't it?
Yeah. So this speech pathology clinic, they said it's roughly 4 weeks a year per patient on just documentation. Yeah. Just documentation and reporting.
And this is why I mean a lot of our systems are broken, right? In the sense that your clinicians are very expensive. Right?
Yes.
To train a clinician, to train a doctor, it's very expensive. And now you're getting them to do admin.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting them to do paperwork.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You spend millions of dollars training these doctors so that they can fill up a form. It's like, no, there's definitely has to be a better way of doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's.
And I believe InflaMed offers that better way.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think that's the dream. I mean, if I put a lens on it, I think that's the dream.
I think changing the medical industry in Australia is the dream that you should be.
One clinic at a time. One
clinic at a time.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, for me, again, it's been 12 years of the same cycle. If I can break that cycle even for one more person, and they don't have to wait years of guesswork.
Yep. Yeah. Get a new box.
Yeah. My dream is.
Get a new box.
I've already met my dream. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Marie. It was a great conversation. I think.
Thank you.
All the best for launching InflaMed, and let's go and capture the market and change the medical demographic.
100%. 100%. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks
so much. Cheers.